Hello, beautiful people. Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. I'm gonna do one video for you tonight, and it's gonna be a niche house, perhaps. It's a new fragrance house to me. I never tried anything else before this, but today it's gonna be the beginning of that house. So, very big thanks to my dear brother Ali Bhai, who lent me his sample that he bought from another brother from our community. I think Shafkat Haidar Bhai. He bought this from him. This very nice looking bottle and juice color is very nice yellow colored. So this is called Lunar Vetiver by House of Amouroud, I think, if I'm saying it correctly. So there's a 5 ml juice here, and I've been testing it since yesterday. So basically, you guys know my obsession with vetiver right now. I would not call it obsession, but my my favoritism towards vetiver nowadays. I am blind towards many vetiver based fragrances. My top favorite right now is Sultan Vetiver. You guys know that. Alongside that, some other would be Creed's original vetiver, as well as I think Roja Dave's vetiver. That is a very beautiful Guerlain vetiver, so on and so forth. So I would like to review this, taking my time. I don't want to rush. I don't want to make it a shorter video. I'll break it down as per my nose tested, and whatever I got, I'll let you know, and if it's worth the money. So it's on my hand, drying down for 2 hours, and after this I'll apply once again for the top note. So basically, this fragrance, it's gonna be, like, you guys understand, I will try to be unbiased, even though I'm weak for vetiver. But not all vetiver fragrances, I would say Bellamy vetiver, those are not, I would not recommend for blind buying, or say there's a safe blind buy, because there was a time I was not a very big fan of notes like vetiver, oud, say incense, tonka bean. Some notes, they did not work with me. But vetiver is suddenly, like after Terre d'Hermes, Daniel Icon, say CK, what is the fragrance? Calvin Klein, Eternity. Some of the fragrance I went through, I slowly started understanding and liking. So vetiver sort of is like a grassy green note, and the vetiver can be of different varieties. That Sultan Vetiver, you've seen my review on it. So let's hit the review. First of all, this house, I think the price, let's tackle the price. I saw it very first time in one of the shops here in Bangladesh. They are one of the biggest outlets for fragrances. They're selling for $200 plus. So it's an expensive fragrance, but recently I heard Perfume Bangladesh is bringing, so they are offering much better pricing. I'm not quite sure about confirmation about that, but much cheaper price tag than those big shops they're offering. So if, let's say, if you ask me how much is the price, I don't know, but I would like to pay around $100, not more than $100. If it's within $110, this is a good price. But if it's over $200, I think it's a little bit overpriced, unless you really feel you are paying, like a proper price. Okay, that's up to you. Money is not an issue with everybody. But I have seen they have some darker fragrance. I have seen one fragrance they tried to put out there. They say this is the original creation, but people say it's like clone to Black Orchid or something. So that is kind of like, when you hear Parfum de Marly or some other niche houses, when they're making something similar to some other designer niche, then you start questioning, like, is it worth the money because it's a clone? Okay, so we'll tackle that. But that's the price range for 100 ml bottle, or rather 90 ml, I'm not sure. So the bottle presentation is very nice. I saw the bottle is really beautiful. I'll put a picture, white bottle. And I saw Max Fordy bringing up these fragrances as his top favorite summer fragrance or something like that, and he praised it highly. So brother Ali Bhai saw that review and he said, let me try this, I'm very intrigued. So he bought the samples. That's the story. So let's hit it. Let's spray this and talk about it. I'll tell you the notes. Okay, let's spray this here because I'm wearing something on my hand. I don't want to mix it up. Okay, let's go one. Let's go one for the neck. Okay, for the review. Okay, first of all, this is a very pleasant experience throughout the whole life. I'll tell you about the juice and I'll let you know if it's worth it or not. But throughout the whole, from my first spray until the last bit, as long as I can detect it, it's a very pleasant experience. I would say this is not as daring as Sultan Vetiver or Bellamy Vetiver. Okay, it's safer. What is it like? But the opening is just gorgeous. If you do like Roja's vetiver, like the Parfum Cologne, I haven't tried the EDP or extract, but this is that very close to that quality, like that poshness in the opening. It has a sparkly bergamot, sort of a citrus. When you smell it for the first time, it's very high class. That opening, this is a pimento note, and there is some pepper, pink pepper surrounding that citrus. I definitely get the spicy, almost the point of, I'll let you know, it's not the same fragrance definitely, but if you know Jaipur by Boucheron or Bushiran Purom. Fragrances like that, they use old school classic citrus. This one has that sort of sparkly citrus with that peppery kick, and it almost makes you feel like Dior Eau Sauvage, the lemon they used in that. So very sparkly, bright bergamot slash lemon opening with spicy, like sort of like a masculine sort of opening. So that really like fizzy, natural, like say golden sort of aroma it brings to that opening. I really love that opening. It's that gorgeous little opening. So the fragrance does not obviously stay like that. It slowly starts changing. I think it's the Java vetiver oil or some other vetiver they used in this. Then surrounded by some other notes like there's some tobacco leaf, and I think they put some other notes. Let me check. I do not remember all the notes, but they say, according to Fragantica, they suggested cactus, pimento, tonka. I think, is this sage? What is that? Yeah, sage, and some florals. Let me check the floral. Tobacco blossom, I was talking about tonka, and then vetiver and vanilla. So I do not detect much of vanilla from this. So vanilla to my nose is invisible in this. So basically after citrus wears off, the pimento and that pink pepper will settle down a little bit, and it will become something like a very familiar vetiver that you also got from Guerlain vetiver, Rojara vetiver, even Sultan vetiver, one of the vetiver notes in this. But the closest is Tom Ford Grey Vetiver. I used to own Grey Vetiver EDP. I used to like it, but never fell in love with it. I used to also own Hermes, Terre d'Hermes, Eau Intense Vetiver. Those times I sold them because I was not a big fan of vetiver. I was not very big on vetiver. I wish I still had those fragrances to show you and compare, but this reminds me of, on the dry down, pretty damn close to Tom Ford Grey Vetiver. But here is a but. It has two points that is, I would say, edge over Tom Ford Grey Vetiver. This fragrance lasts longer than Tom Ford Grey Vetiver, EDT or EDP. Okay, performance is better. Not significantly like a beast mode 10 hours. You don't get 10 hours from it, but you do get, like, I got solid, as long as I can detect it, I would say 6.5 hours on me. Okay, but projection after 1 hour time, it's pretty much surrounding you. Perhaps if you have a big bottle brick sprayer and you go like 5-6 sprays on you, it will be detectable for 1.5 hours to 2 hours. But smaller sprays do not project that much. I don't have any problem with it because longevity is very decent. Am I upset about, like, let's say $200 officially it's in the world for the longevity and projection? No, I would not say so. I mean, compared to this, Sultan Vetiver lasts like lifetime. You guys know this is my favorite for a reason. I keep showing you this one because, like Dior Homme Intense, many other of my La Nuit de l'Homme, that one is my sweetheart. So compared to those, this is in that league. This is the class. The another edge over Tom Ford Grey Vetiver is it smells a little bit more modern. Tom Ford Grey Vetiver feels a little bit dated, a little bit, just not very much, like this much, but it's like this much difference in, this is more modern, I would say. So it's not as daring, it's more wearable, it has that beautiful opening that embraces you. When you smell it for the first time, you can easily suit it up, you can easily wear it for the office. It's a very easy to wear fragrance, very, very easy, okay? And when I smell it, it smells like very entertaining. It keeps you entertained, enchanted, like, not enchanted is not the word. I think I'm looking for, it has this charm, it has this sort of like young prince sort of feel. So I would say this is a great little fragrance. If you keep the price tag aside, it's a fragrance I would love to own, okay? Beautiful little fragrance, because I love vetiver. So now, some people say I do not criticize, or I'm not a critic of fragrance. Let me do some criticism. If you don't want to buy this, what would be your reason? Okay, let's do some criticism. First of all, if you're not a vetiver lover, this may come off as a little bit off-putting. It doesn't have so much sweetness. It has citrus, but it has vetiver, grassy green vetiver. Some people don't like that. Some people do not like fragrances like Platinum Egoist, Green Irish Tweed, because it's green. Okay, I still do not like Green Irish Tweed, but I love this. But if you're not a big fan of vetiver, this won't work with you. Second criticism, I would say, if you're paying for $200, it's now that criticism. If you're paying $200+ for this, you would want your fragrance to be beast mode. Most cases, because you can buy 2 Nishane for the price of 1 Amouroud if you're paying retail, and those are going to be massively long lasting. Or you can buy in Bangladesh 4 Manceras, which are, you guys know, those are beast mode. So those two criticisms, if you have expectation, this is not going to be beast mode. Third criticism, I would say this fragrance is not the most original like you would expect from a niche. Let's say Sultan Vetiver has 3 or 4 kind of different vetiver oils. When you smell it, I'm just This is like my standard for my nowadays for my vetiver. I haven't found a better vetiver than this. It has the neroli, okay? So that this fragrance is just, those who have it, they know how good this is. So compared to that, this perhaps is not as powerful, okay? And the complexity, the darkness, more let's say niche factor, those have that, this one has less. So these are three criticisms I would give it. But apart from that, if you can buy this, I think Bangladesh, perfume Bangladesh, I think if you get it for $100 something, under $150, 100 or 90 ml, whatever the bottle size it comes in, this is one hell of a fragrance. It's very pleasant. If you did enjoy Guerlain Vetiver, Rojada Vetiver, Creed's original vetiver, or Sultan Vetiver here by Nishane, some other great vetiver, this is going to be in my top 5 of all time, right, so far. So overall, I'm giving it a solid 9 out of 10 despite those criticisms, okay? Try before you buy. And if you're into already vetiver, this is going to be very easy love for you, okay? So that's my review for Lunar Vetiver by Amouroud. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll do 2 other small videos for my page and I'll upload. Please do watch and do subscribe. I'll leave the link below. And thanks always for your support and love. I really love you and really means a lot. Good night from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Bye bye.